Hey everybody, well, I'm back from my travels around South America. I did it! I rode a motorcycle to the end of the world. So this is a video summary, if you like, of the journey, some stories thrown in, and of course it's all about the people. First off, let me say thank you so much to everyone who watches, who likes, who subscribes. It means such a lot to me, and honestly, on the journey, it kept me going. The comments were so kind, helpful, motivational. It was really nice of everybody, so thank you. Big thank you to Ride Chile. They are the guys who organized everything. The communication between ourselves and Anna was fantastic. The paperwork that Anna put together for every border crossing worked perfectly. No issues at all. And of course, without Thomas, who actually owns and runs the company, and his expertise and knowledge on the journey, I don't think I would have made it. So big shout out to you guys. Okay, so as you know, Simon and I boarded the plane about the 4th and 5th of January, and we arrived in Santiago. Now, hey, it's such a long country, we can't get it on the map. It's somewhere up here. So, had a couple of days in Santiago, rented the bikes, took our journey for the first day. Poor old Simon had a couple of accidents, just wasn't for him. He said he's going to have to call it a day. I said, no problem, but let's spend some time together because he's a long-term friend. I've known him 50 years and he lives in Sydney. We don't get to see each other that much. And so he said, okay, I'll fly down to Puerto Montt, rent a car, you ride down and we'll meet up. So I took the A5, long road, took me forever. I had to stop for petrol and leave the main road and try and find it. Took something like 9 hours. Stayed at a really nice hotel in, I think, Villa Rica near Pucón in the Lake District. Wonderful place. And I had a fantastic steak and a margarita. So it was very nice indeed. Met up with Simon the next day in Frutelar down up here. Well, I say down, it's still up here somewhere down here. And we had 2 or 3 days together, which was great fun, had some laughs together, which is great. Then he flew back to Santiago and then flew back to Sydney. And I, of course, boarded the ferry at Puerto Montt. That's where I met a really kind guy who gave me a lot of invaluable information. I'm so sorry I can't remember the name. He had a white SUV with his wife. They had been to see their grandchildren in Santiago and they were going back down the Carretera Austral where they lived. So thank you so much for your help and kindness. I took that 9-hour ferry, long journey, hadn't eaten anything. Got off the other side, had a long ride and couldn't find anywhere to eat except a roadside cafe. And as luck would have it, of course, I got food poisoning. And that was a funny video. And well, it wasn't funny for me at the time, but looking back, it gets funnier. Running into the woods, leaving the bike, just everything on it and legging it into the woods. And then, getting to Coyhaique and feeling so ill. I was desperately trying to take my helmet off, take my glasses off, and then being so ill by the side of the road. Getting to the hotel, abandoning the bike. The guy came out so kind of the hotel owner. He just said, look, leave everything. I'll sort it all out. And didn't even check me in or anything. Just took me up to this room, dumped my stuff there. He said, look, you really need to see a doctor. And I said, no, I'll be all right. Need to be left alone in the bathroom effectively. But they had a doctor there. He was quite a specialist doctor, heart surgeon. And he said, I think you should go to hospital. And I said, no, I think I'll be fine. I just need to clear everything through my system. And sure enough, 2 days later, I was absolutely fine, tired, but actually okay. And so then I rode on. And my plan originally had been to go a lot further than I did go. But I was so tired, I just stopped right by this beautiful lakes in the cabin there. And that was a wonderful place. Good food, just beautiful scenery. Loved that. Next day I was going to go right round the lake past Chile Chico, but couldn't because they closed the road. So I had to stop there for 2 days. Wonderful place, lovely lady owner, and they were sympathetically restoring the old building, which had been built something like in the 1800s. Lovely little farmstead. Obviously the surroundings have been built on these days, but just tranquil, beautiful. From there, I crossed into Argentina, and I wasn't sure what I was doing, but I met a lovely family, husband and wife, and I think 2, possibly 3 kids, and they just directed me, you know, go here, there, and then after that, go here. They were so kind and helpful. And then we laughed because, of course, you leave Chile, that's just the exit, then you have to ride on, and then you get to the entrance to Argentina, effectively, same border crossing through gate 1, gate 2, all the rest of it. So they directed me through that. So that was great. And then I headed on, we are on the map here, I headed on from there, this is Chile Chico, round here, down this road. And I was going to come all the way down here originally and try and do this in one day, but it's such a dangerous road. It's quite frightening. And in fact, I met a lovely couple from Colombia, young couple, and they were on a huge Honda Africa Twin, and they were the ones that crashed, and they were, you know, I mean, great that we all stopped to help, and great that they were not injured. But the bike, the old handlebar, was just snapped in half and just lying there. And so someone had, very cleverly, someone else had taken some wire from the fencing and put 2 clamps on it. So basically, they could carry on their journey. So that was good. I was a bit nervous by now, thinking, gosh, if that's not the worst bit, there's a bit called the Devil's Highway afterwards. You know, how am I going to get on? But as it turned out, it rained and they shut the road. So I had to put the bike on a pickup truck. The guy had to drive me right around. We had, instead of going down this way, we had to go right round here. That was a long, long, boring journey, all on gravel, and just went on forever, it seemed like. He dropped me here at Tres Lagos, and then I rode round to El Calafate. And I should have actually stayed and enjoyed it, but I was, by this stage, I think because my immune system was low, I'd got man flu. So I was really ill and just stayed in the room for 2 days drinking tea and sneezing. But I recovered, of course, and then felt great. Went down this road, lovely road, beautiful road, to Rio Gallegos. Stayed there, that was nice. Back through the border crossings into Chile, then across the Straits of Magellan. Very emotional journey for me, as I said on the video, because, you know, back in geography classes at school, they painted these pictures of the world, and I just knew I had to go there one day. So I went there, across there, back into Argentina. Couldn't find anywhere along this long journey here, except in Rio Grande. Got there and was a little bit lost, actually. I couldn't find the place. Lovely guy opposite who had a bike came across, said to me, look, come indoors, meet the family, I'll make the call, try and find the guy. And honestly, complete strangers, made me sandwiches, made me tea, got some chocolate biscuits. I mean, the kindness of strangers. And so helpful. They called the guy, he opened up, lovely place, 3-bedroomed bungalow to myself. All was fine there. Then I had the sort of the long road as it continued into Ushuaia. A couple of days there. Mixed feelings, actually, of sort of completing the journey, but like, you know, because it's a lifelong dream to have done it. But then I thought, wow, now what? You know, pulled myself together, got ready to ride the all the way back. This time decided to go up the East Coast, retracing a lot of my steps. Along the way, met some amazing Argentinian bikers who got me into the matcha with the green tea, and bought one of these because they'd recommended it. They'd shared theirs with me. And if you're watching, guys, thanks a lot. I love it. So that was cool. Went to Chilú to see where my grandparents had lived all those years ago. Incredible, really, if you think about it. The Welsh, people had come from middle of nowhere Wales to take ships and in the early 1920s and start a life out there. My father lived there till he was 9, and maybe that spurred him on to do other things, because he ended up living in Venezuela, and my brother was born there. So maybe that started his adventures all those years ago. 2 days there, really enjoyed that. Just reconnecting with my past, I guess. From there, up further and further and further. Lovely people along the way, lovely accommodation. Had a couple of laughs in a few places. That one with they had like 6 bungalows. She was so kind, bought me some freshly laid eggs from the chickens there, and we had those. Walked into town, went to a pizza place which is highly recommended. I was first in the door at 8:30 when it opened. I ordered a pizza, he took the order, a beer, came back and said, we haven't got the pizza. And I said, well, I'll have a different pizza. He said, no, we haven't got any pizza. And we were laughing. I said, it's a pizza restaurant. And he said, I know, it's a Tuesday, I haven't got any pizza. So I said, right, okay. So I had I think a bowl of chips and a salad. And then another couple there who were eating, they basically had nothing as well. We all drank our beer. And I said, oh, can you give me a lift, because it was dark by now, 9:30, 9:45, and it was quite a long walk back. And they said, yeah, jump in. So they cleared the back seat and I jumped in. We hadn't gone more than, I don't know, 200 yards. And they said, oh, we're going left here. And I was like, oh, I was going right. So I thanked them. I had to get out, walked up the dusty road, all the dogs barking. No problems, of course. Had a lovely night's sleep there. Rode on and on and on. All the way, of course, up here. Of course, it's off the map because, again, such a long country. That's couple of things there. Stayed in that place where I went into the wrong room, used all the facilities, only to discover it was completely the wrong room. But they were very kind and generous, and that worked out all well. We had a laugh about it, still laughing about it, I'm sure. Mad Englishman checks into the wrong room, but it was a better room, by the way, so that was nice. Then went towards Mendoza, stopped at a cafe. Random guy just came up to me and said, look, if you're ever in problems, here's my number, just give us a shout. I mean, so kind. Still got his number. Didn't have any problems, obviously. Got into Mendoza, beautiful city. First time in that whole time that I had an hour and a half conversation with someone in English in an Indian restaurant. And it felt really strange. There was loads of English people in there. We were laughing and joking. And, it was amazing to just sit there and shoot the breeze. So that was fun. Next day I got up early, or 2 days later I got up really early because I knew I had that big long crossing to go through, the tunnel between the two countries. And I'd read online you can be 4 or 5 hours at this crossing. I got there maybe at 10 or 10:30, 45 minutes I was through and got to this fantastic rural place. That was a place with the sort of the outdoor pool which was filled out the streams from the mountains, and just beautiful, sympathetic restorations. And he was telling me he spent 9 hours once trying to go through that tunnel. 9 hours. So I was very lucky. That was where the rickety bridge was, actually. Met a lovely couple there from not far from Valparaiso. They lived. I can't quite remember the place. Lovely couple. We had a couple of drinks and a nice dinner together. Next day was the last day. Had to get down to ride Chile. Got there, handed the bike back. Anna was waiting, beer in hand. So she said, well done, congratulations. Mixed feelings again, a lifetime journey, wanted to do it, had been completed. I had succeeded, I'd done it. I was, I think, physically exhausted, mentally exhausted. Checked into a hotel in Santiago for a couple of days, flew back with Iberia via Madrid, and treated myself. A special offer came up for virtually nothing to upgrade to business class. So, all those times you walk past all these people in business class. Okay, I was just saying that I was in business class. It was lovely to have a good sleep. Got into Madrid, had a layover of 4 or 5 hours, flight to London. My wife met me, got home, kids. It was great to see the family, obviously. But I think I slept for 4 days. I was exhausted from it all. In a good way. I think, just the adrenaline had come down, just the emotion maybe. I was just sleeping and relaxing. Wonderful time, wonderful people, both in Chile and Argentina. My heart goes out to everybody, and I just want to say again, thank you to everyone I met. You're very kind and you helped me achieve a lifetime dream. Let me finish with this. If anyone is thinking about doing this journey, I would say don't think twice, just do it. Some things to think about. Fitness. It does help to be fit. It really does. If you can speak Spanish, or at least a little bit, because when you start traveling in some of these more remote areas, it's helpful to speak a little bit of Spanish. Deal with Ride Chile. They are amazing. They'll sort all your problems out, even mid-route, suggest things. Can't recommend them highly enough. But if you're thinking about do it, go and do it. And, ride a motorcycle to the end of the world. What happens next? Well, I've been thinking about this for a while, and I think what I'm going to do is I'll save it for another video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for your nice things you've said and encouraged me to do. It really does help, and thank you for subscribing. It means a lot. Catch you very soon.